So you just found out that your partner is cheating on you, or you suspect that your partner is cheating on you, and you're wondering, why would they do this to me? Well, the first thing I want you to do is I just want you to just take a breath. Now, the second thing that I want you to do is to watch this video and understand that there are some things that you can do to save your marriage. I'm Mario Che, and I'm a relationship repair specialist. And I've helped over 1,000 people over the last decade to save their marriages and to create lifelong loves. If you suspect that your partner might be cheating on you, your relationship is dose deficient. What is dose exactly? Well, dose is an acronym that stands for dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins. These are the happy hormones that we trigger, that are released when we feel that in love feeling. So he's missing something, right? What's he missing? He's missing serotonin, most likely. So why is serotonin so important? Serotonin is the neurotransmitter, that happy hormone that's released when we feel that special feeling, when we feel special, when we feel like we're a priority. That's what's released when human being actually needs to feel that special. And guess what? That's one of the things that human beings need to feel in a relationship. They need to feel like they're special. Why else would you say to one person, I'm going to spend the rest of my life with you, with just you and nobody else? It's actually one of the things that's necessary for a beautiful and healthy monogamous relationship. So along the way, for whatever reason, he doesn't feel special. They don't feel special when they're with you. And if they don't feel that special feeling, if they don't get that release of that serotonin, they're going to find another source for it. Another reason why they may be cheating in your relationship is because they're deprived of those other happy hormones, dopamine, oxytocin, and endorphins as well. So if you're not having sex in your relationship, it also automatically will create a deficiency. Not necessarily, some people don't have a lot of sex, but they have a lot of other things they do that spike their happy hormone. But if you don't have that sex, if you don't have those other happy hormones being spiked, guess what a human being has to do? Has to go find a way to medicate themselves by finding that happy hormone somewhere else. We're all doing the same thing. We're all moving away from whatever stresses us, cortisol, and we're moving toward whatever triggers happy hormone for us, and that's the whole shebang. So your partner wants you, it wants to be triggering, have his happy hormone or her happy hormone triggered in the relationship, and when you don't trigger that happy hormone, there's a deficiency and they go looking for it somewhere else. So ask yourself, am I delivering the happy hormones that my partner needs? I worked with somebody named Miss Pamela, and she was dealing with the same exact thing. You know, her husband had just started an affair with another woman, told her that he wanted out, was mean and rude to her all the time, although they had spent over a decade together. They had a beautiful life that they had created together. He was even looking for rings with the other woman. When she came to me, the first thing that we did was we looked at where she was dose deficient. Where is it that their relationship was missing something? Well, it turned out that they were lacking, number one, the cortisol alleviating, the stress alleviating aspects of their relationship. And also, he didn't feel special. So what we did is we began to work specifically in that area so that we could shift things. How do I fix these issues? How are you going to fix these issues? You're going to have to do the very same thing. First, you're going to have to focus on where the deficiency is, just the way that Pamela did. You're going to have to alleviate the cortisol, trigger the happy hormone, and I want to let you know it's not hopeless. How do you alleviate the cortisol? Number one, get present to what you're doing that's triggering that cortisol, and then number two, you're going to trigger the happy hormones. And guess what? As happy hormone levels elevate, cortisol levels begin to decrease. The same thing is on the other side. When cortisol levels elevate, then the happy hormone levels begin to decrease, and definitely our experience of life with it. And here's the deal. We're all looking for that happy hormone. We're all looking to feel good about ourselves. I have some buddies, and these buddies of mine, they really haven't accomplished an awful lot. And what I noticed about them, and because they haven't accomplished a lot where they are, they tend to find something to accomplish. So when a woman says yes to them, then that's what their accomplishment is. They feel that rush. They feel that dopamine spike. They get proud. They feel good about themselves. And so they self-medicate by finding themselves picking up women and getting them to say yes to them. You're going to want to now create structures where you can allow your partner to feel that dopamine spike as well. Not just serotonin, where you're allowing them to feel special, but also finding that happy hormone, that dopamine spike. Acknowledge them for what they are already doing that's working. Say, hey, you do such a great job at blah, blah, blah. It really does begin to boost their dopamine. Now, you can't flatter them. This is a big deal. You cannot flatter them. You cannot have empty compliments. They have to be things that they're actually doing that they can relate to, and they say, yeah, that is me. Oh, that feels great to be acknowledged for what I'm really good at and what I've been doing. By doing that, it makes something available. You also want them to work a little bit. Don't give them empty compliments. You have to make sure that they do a little bit of work. So that when they do work, when they do show up, when you do hold them to account and they do the right thing, when you acknowledge them in that moment, then all of a sudden they get a dopamine spike. You take out all the cortisol, guess what? You're going to move the relationship in a way that it hasn't been perhaps in a long time. I need to say this, and it's that I do not condone cheating. If you are being cheated on, despite his reasons for cheating on you, there is never a good reason or a good excuse to cheat on anyone. So whether you choose to try to fix your marriage or not, remember that your happiness comes first. You can work on the marriage and you can be happy. You can do all these things, and it doesn't mean you're a doormat, doesn't mean that you're a punching bag, but you can have what you want. You can have the relationship and the marriage you love and be happy as well. Next week, I will be launching a video on red flags in your marriage and how they can lead to divorce. Stay tuned.